Houston, and a second by Mr. Murdoch. Any questions?
Yeah, I'm interested to know what's happened, what's changed between then and now. I made my comments at the previous city council meeting with respect to my concern about losing a lot of talent and a lot of experience and a lot of skill set, a lot of institutional knowledge by a wholesale change of these committees. Obviously, that didn't impact with you, so it's the same group of people who are nominated here. My concerns remain the same.
So no.
And I'd like that noted on the record.
So no.
Okay, and I would echo Councilmember Gill's concerns. I did voice the same concerns at the last meeting, but most notably, one concern that Mr. Gill did not bring up that still remains is you are appointing a sitting council member to a committee, and I don't think it is in the best interest of the city for us to be advising ourselves. There's no real point we have the ultimate decision. If they want to serve ex officio, that's fine, but having a voting role or role in that committee with a voting function is not appropriate because it's an advisory committee to this body.
So noted, those are all Ms. Reed, you're probably making comments to, was already on parts. So those are things that we had plenty of time in the past. If you wanted to change those, you could have done it then as well.
With all due respect, Mayor.
Excuse me, I'm not finished talking. If you like to change those moving forward, we can make a motion to do that, or you can bring up an ordinance to change that. But these items were asked to be put on back by these two individuals. I didn't represent these, so this is what the original thing. It was voted on then. It's been asked to come back up, so I didn't have anything about putting these back on.
If I'm not mistaken, weren't you on the sign committee last year?
As an ex officio member, check the record and the minutes will show that I was ex officio, and I never voted. And I think it's an appropriate function for council to sit ex officio on any of the committees and have a liaison role to come back and advise our colleagues about it. But to have a voting role in a body that advises us who ultimately make the decision is not appropriate when we have lots of talent, especially since this is a wholesale change and we should be not losing institutional knowledge. If you're currently holding office as a council member, I don't think it's an appropriate role for you to advise yourself from the committee standpoint. And with all due respect, Mayor, to your comments, we've had an opportunity to go over ethics. Although those meetings have been hijacked for different reasons and we haven't been able to put that forward, nothing stops this body from implementing and self-regulating ourselves as it relates to self-advisory. And that's exactly what this is.
So no, Ms. Krennick, also on this committee that we're talking about Parks and Recreation, only one member has been removed. Okay. So this is not a wholesale, that's your opinion, so appreciate that. But appreciate the comments. We've had a motion, we had a second, and from that point we'll take a vote. All those in favor by saying aye.
I just have one other question.
One more question?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's for Mr. Murdoch, and you don't have to.
You had to address it to me.
Okay, I'm interested to know why Mr. Murdoch's changed his position between the last meeting and this meeting on this issue. You don't have to answer that. You don't have to.
No. Oh, yeah, I'll answer it. It's fair for the citizens of Fulshear, and I believe that it's fair for the council to be able to review the backgrounds and information of everybody we're voting on. And unfortunately, during the last meeting, we didn't have that opportunity. And since then, we have had that opportunity, and I believe that these are qualified individuals that will be able to take the change that was voted on, and the mayor has that right to bring on fresh people. And I want to thank all the people that have served on these committees prior to now. But at this time, our city is going in a direction where it's good to bring in new blood, and that's my opinion on it. And I feel a lot of these people are more qualified to be able to serve our community at this level.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah. Any more questions? We'll take a vote. All those in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Nay.
Nay. All right. The ayes have it 3-2. That item passes. Moving to item B, consideration of possible action to approve resolution 2016-316, resolution of the City of Fulshear appointing members to the city's 4A Development Corp.
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution 2016-316.
I'd like to second this motion.
We have a motion made by Ms. Tristan, we have a second by Mr. Murdoch. Any questions?
Again, is this the exact same resolution that was proffered less than 2 weeks ago?
I believe yes it is.
I know it is too. My same comments apply as the previous
So noted.
resolution.
And I believe that, in my opinion, that let's not take what our decisions are personally. Let's move on as a community. Let's build a greater community with these individuals while they serve. Let's show them. Let's join together and show them, you know, that these new opportunities can show Fulshear a better place to live.
And I agree with Mr. Murdoch that we shouldn't take this personally. These are all business decisions, and part of making business decisions and making this a great place to live and moving forward is capitalizing on our past. And when we wholesale do an institutional change where we eliminate all of our institutional knowledge and experience, especially on a 4A and 4B, which is coming up next, that have control of our tax dollars and how it's spent, I think it's incredibly important to the public that we maximize our institutional knowledge. These wholesale changes aren't warranted. I understand that it is the province and the privilege of the mayor to nominate that under our new charter, and I totally respect that. But at the same time, as an elected official in this body, we have a duty to the constituents to make sure that we have that continuity throughout, so that we're not having to stop and stall. One of the things that our mayor, when he was council member, was very concerned about was having continuity, not rocking the boat, having groups of people that work together well. And I still haven't got an answer from the mayor, or since this is his list of recommendations, as to why the wholesale change of institutional knowledge. I don't expect to get that answer. I didn't at the last meeting, but I agree. These are business decisions, and in the best interest of Fulshear, we need to maintain this institutional knowledge.
I'd like to second that comment. I'm not taking this personally either. I was on the 4A previously. Obviously, I'm being served with the bill, being taken off. I don't take that personally. Actually, I was going to propose that I be removed because I am now a city council member. I don't believe the city council members should be on these committees. So I don't take it personally, but it is a matter of principle. The way this was done was very poor in my opinion. I'm just to reiterate that concern about loss of institutional knowledge and my concern that city council members continue to sit on boards and committees.
So notes.
I would say, after looking at over all of these commissions, I think that it is a very well-rounded group. It's a knowledgeable group. I think they're all fast learners. I don't think that because they haven't been there for 10 years that they won't know how to proceed with everyday things. I think it's a really good thing moving forward for our city to have fresh eyes.
So noted as well. And to answer any questions, this wasn't a wholesale decision just to remove everybody. It would be irresponsible for me to do that as a mayor, to remove every single person from a committee and then start over fresh. I think moving forward, you need to have the people on the committee that have knowledge. And as you look at the committees, not every single one of them had everybody removed. And some of these individuals that were removed, their term had expired, and some of them hadn't, and some of them, we have so many people that wanted to volunteer in this community. And I think, just like Mr. Murdoch had mentioned, it's great to have new people that want to volunteer with new, fresh ideas, new opinions, and that's the reason why I made changes, and I had that right to. And so, if you don't agree with it, that's okay, but I appreciate it. Mr. Krennic, I appreciate you already had your comments, and for that point, we're going to move on.
Actually, Mayor, I don't think that's a point of order. You can't silence me from discussion on a vote. With all due respect, yes, there is a carryover, but some of these applications, if we truly reviewed them, didn't even ask to be put on this committee. And it still begs the question. We have a bank of volunteer applications that we kept on file with the city. You have had access to it. I don't think that access has changed since you've converted over to the mayor's position. But what about all those people who asked? All these applications, a majority of them, I would say a good 85 to 90% of them have been submitted in the last month.
And that's probably quite all right.
Okay.
And
I love that volunteers are coming forward in the
luckily
city.
enough, I get to make that decision, and you get to vote on it. So with that, we'll move on, and we'll take the vote. All those in favor by saying aye? Aye. All those opposed?
Nay.
Nay. 3 ayes, 2 noes. That item passes. item C is consideration and possible action to approve resolution 2016-317, resolution of the city of Fulshear appointing members to the city's 4B Development Corp. And just to let you know, the last meeting, this had, this was actually broken down into two different resolutions. It has all been brought back into one. So,
Right, with the same,
the same in the both.
as before.
All right, make a motion to approve resolution 2016-317.
Motion by Ms. Tristan, we have a second by Ms. Rich. Any questions?
City Secretary, I'd ask you to make note of my same objections and same commentary as to last meeting, which would still apply to this meeting.
For the risk of repetition, you can say,
So noted. Take the vote. All those in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Nay.
nay.
3 ayes, 2 nays. That item passes. Moving to item D, consideration of possible action on abandonment easement for Katie Fulshear Road.